Welcome back, guys. Before we get started on this video on why I think Wamai is so good, really quickly I wanted to plug my new Twitch channel because that's pretty much the only way to grow on Twitch. Plus it's overall just a great time. I love hanging out with you guys and I really enjoy answering any questions you guys have to help you get better. Now in this video I'm going to be kind of separating the different strengths between Wamai and Jaeger and kind of where you need to pick one over the other, because I do think Wamai is very good as an operator, well-rounded right now, but there are situations where Jaeger is just better. We'll start with this example clip demonstrating Wamai's kit in action, and then we'll get into the rest of the video.
In big window. Dead.
Nice. Coming in main lobby.
Dead. I want to start out this video by distinguishing what I think is one of the biggest playstyle differences between Wamai and Jaeger. Wamai can almost be used in a similar fashion as Jaeger, but because the Wamai discs don't actually destroy the utility it's catching, instead it more like moves it around, it's definitely not the same. In this video, I'm going to do my best to explain the way I think Wamai is used best if he's not completely needed in sight as an anchor. The way I think of Wamai is kind of like this anchor, but for roaming, like a roaming anchor. The way his gadget is set up, in my opinion, he is kind of best used off-site, trying to keep control of some other important part of the map. He's not best for this in every situation, but I have to say I think that's where he really shines, as kind of like a roam clear denial or delay. Now I'm gonna explain what I mean by this a little further, but before I do, I want to get into Wamai's gadget a little bit. There's not a lot to talk about, but there are a few key factors you should know if you don't already. For example, one strength that Wamai has over Jaeger is that a Jaeger's ADS cannot catch a Capitao firebolt or smoke bolt. Capitao is completely immune to Jaeger, which is why Capitao can be very useful for certain pushes where people often don't use Wamai. If you're gonna stop Capitao, you're gonna want Whammy. Hold up. One of the biggest considerations as well while you're playing Wamai is to get used to spacing the Wamai discs as far apart as you possibly can while still catching the projectiles coming through the window or doorway you're trying to prevent. Shut the hell up. That just destroyed this disc and that disc. This can be really tricky because the grenades tend to destroy the Wamai discs fairly far away, even when they're spaced a good distance apart from each other.
Always gets grabbed by that. Okay, yeah. So there's a sweet spot there.
In fact, it took a little playing with to find a distance that wouldn't destroy both discs when one caught the grenade. Upon further testing, ideally you want to basically overlap the very edges of the rings, if possible on the doorway or entry point that you're trying to prevent grenades from coming through. Or an even more effective method is to try to find different planes to put the Wamai discs on, so that the grenade blast radius is blocked by an indestructible object. I have to admit, before making this video, I did not realize how far apart the discs needed to be from each other, so that when one caught a grenade, it wouldn't affect the others. So Wamai's gadget does take a bit of skill and practice to use correctly. But where Wamai really makes up for that is his fantastic loadouts. Did you know that Wamai's AUG has almost identical specs to Thorn's new Uzi, where Whammy's AUG does 42 damage with 720 fire rate. Thorn's Uzi does 44 damage with 700 fire rate. It's basically the same difference, but Whammy's AUG has more ammo. I would even say that the AUG has about the same amount of recoil as the Uzi does. This gun really is insane for close range and mid-range engagements. And where you need to take long-range gunfights, enter the MP5 with the 1.5 scope. And for the secondary, I always run the Keratos because I can actually make lines of sight if nobody else has a shotgun. Plus, it does an immense amount of damage. With this flexibility and loadout combined with impacts, he's just a really good pick and well-rounded operator. And finally, coming back around to holding off sight with Wamai. Just think about areas of the map that need to be held in order to keep the attackers from making progress. And then place your discs in the area so that you're forcing the attackers to take honest one-on-one engagements with you. You're basically leveling the playing field to whose aim, information, and positioning is better. Just a few places that I like to use this most are, as you already saw, in Library on Chalet, behind main lobby desk on Coastline, and in Bakery on Cafe. These are just a few of my go-tos for Wamai, but really any area of the map that needs held would benefit from a Wamai.
Watch out. Yes.
Sledge. That's really all I know to offer you guys about Wamai. I've been running him almost every defender round recently. He's just been my go-to and I really enjoy playing him. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video.
Okay, I'm dead.
The one's upstairs.
There's one sunrise. Habana, sunrise.
Sunrise and upstairs.
One sunrise and one master. Outside door, going down hall. Yep, inside, right here on thing. Nice job. Unknown last.
Good job, Ed.
Grab here.
Go in the stop.
Probably in sight now.
Legion, nobody's outside on the windows anymore. You gotta go up and help.
Last two top square. One's on fourth. Wrong boost. One's outside. Square.
Nice. Last one outside the door.
He's outside stop.
Outside start. She might jump in stock for a firm kill. She's outside stop.